My name is Ryan Horst. Nice to meet you all, and I will do my best with the French names. All right, so today we have Gwendall Esnault. You guys can rate me on a score like 1 to 10 when I say the names. Feel free to put up the signs, you know. And then are you Yulin? No, you're not Yulin Lu. Jean-Baptiste Maupas-Oudinot. Nailed it. Jenna Greenfield. Matthieu Bracchetti. Nizzar Ben Chekroune.
Yeah, call me Nizzar. It's good.
Nizzar.
Yulin is actually outside, so he should be.
Is he here? Yeah. Okay, so we'll wait for. Where's he gonna? Anybody have an extra chair that we can bring over here? I feel like that's my responsibility.
He can sit on the table, you know.
He could just like do like a squat.
Or I'd sit on the table as I'm moderating.
He'll just sit on your lap.
Yeah, I should.
All right. So,
how are you doing, guys?
Take it over.
Let's do this. This should usually wake you up. Je lui dirai les mots bleus, les mots qu'on dit avec les yeux, parler me semble ridicule. Okay, so very, very, very humbled and happy to be here with you today. I am truly humbled to introduce you to our panelist. Gwendall is a fellow punk, as you can see on his shirt. He's also a dear friend. We've been to many places together, and I'm really happy to be with you. And this is the first time, not the last. Very happy to be with you also, Jean-Baptiste. We exchanged a lot. You as well, Jenna, and you also, Matthieu. Looking forward to have our friend Yulin with us, who's coming here. Clap your hands for Yulin. Hey! So the way we wanted to conduct this panel is to try to actually have an exchange with you guys. Usually if you go to some panels, it goes just like question, 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 question. And you don't have the feeling, yeah, come here. No, I'm moderating, so you should be seated. You should be seated. Come on. So yeah, the way we do it is we realize that most of the panels would give you an idea of the past. They would give you, at most, a picture of the present. But what we want to give you here or exchange with you is an idea of the future. So what we want is position ourselves in the future and come back and see what's missing. So that's the way we actually decided together to put up these questions. First of all, I'd like you guys to take the mic and just introduce yourself, starting with Gwendall. Introduction is like who you are, what you do, what you love, what's your favorite food, maybe.
All right. Hey, everyone.
Just warm it up.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Gwendall. I'm the founder of Metahood, to do a marketplace for digital real estate. That's how we started, and now we are exploring we're expanding towards digital ownership in general, and launching some new products soon. Based in Paris, quite involved in the scene for a while, so pleasure to be here.
Great, thank you, Gwendall. Jean-Baptiste?
Hi, my name is Jean-Baptiste Maupas-Oudinot. I am working at FDJ. FDJ is a French lottery operator, and we are working on a Web3 subject. We are building a game named Ultimate Numbers based on NFTs. We will launch that within the end of the year if the regulations allow it. We are working on other Web3 projects as we think it's a good theme for an actor like us. And personally, I'm living in Paris, and I've got 2 beautiful daughters. I am very proud of.
And this is amazing. I have two beautiful boys, and I love you saying that. Thanks, Jenna.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jenna Greenfield. I'm co-founder and COO of The Wanderers. We started as an animated NFT with music 2 years ago, and we are building a game. It's a sci-fi universe, and we are launching our pre-alpha first look today, so please come by and play it. A little bit about myself. I am based in San Francisco, California, and I have been working in startups for the last 10 plus years, and excited to be here with everyone.
How far was that to come here?
I flew from New York, but I've been in Barcelona, so.
Okay.
My company is The Wanderers, so I'm embracing my true wandering. right now, and I'm just wandering around the world.
Okay, so it was not painful to come here.
No, it was very easy.
What about you, Matthieu? Thank you so much, Jenna.
So hi everyone, my name is Matthieu. I come from Luxembourg, so for European people I hope you can spot it on the map, but for people outside Europe it's a country where the name is bigger than the country itself, so it will be quite tricky to find it. I created a startup called Virtual Rangers in 2017, specialized in AR, VR, basically creating any digital world. And a few months, 1 year ago, sorry, we launched a project called Luxembourg Metaverse, and I think we're going to talk a little bit of this later. Thank you.
Great. What about you, Yulin?
Salut tout le monde, je m'appelle Yulin.
Bravo.
J'ai fait ma licence à Lyon. Donc, je suis 90% chinois et 10% lyonnais.
This is amazing.
So finally, I can use my French in a conference, so I love it. My name is Yulin. I'm the founding president of Shiku Metaverse. So Shiku is the first Swiss Metaverse foundation. We provide Metaverse as a service to users. So a bit about myself. I did my bachelor here in France, and then my master in quantum physics and PhD in economics at ETH Zurich. And then after my study, I was visiting economists in central banks and also economic professor at Haast. So I started to do research in crypto in 2015, but I joined crypto space full-time in 2018 as chief economist in different projects, blockchains, and also DeFi stablecoin projects. And then 2021, I founded this Swiss Metaverse Foundation. So that's about myself.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if I call you Dr. Yulin for the whole conference?
As you like, yes.
Yeah, I love it. I told him before, I said my dad was a doctor, and I love calling people doctors. So thank you, Dr. Yulin. My first question would go for you, Jean-Baptiste. So let's try to imagine, let's try to put ourselves, let's say 7 years from now, okay? We are in a world where in-game items have real-world value, okay? We made it, okay? WAGMI happened. And how do you see NFT revolutionizing the concept of ownership in gaming? I can rephrase.
It's perfect. The concept of ownership is changing with the NFTs. In fact, it already existed in the traditional gaming industries with virtual items. You own your virtual items in the games, but it is within the games. You can trade them, you can sell them to other people. The NFT are bringing a money value to your in-game items, and I think it has the capacity to change a lot of things, if you want. It already existed in the video game industries, but it was done unofficially and it was undeveloped. Now with the NFT, you have the capacity, the technology to put this tradable, sellable in the game. It's in 7 years, it will. I think it might change the perception of the players, because you don't play the game in the same way, because it changed the promise of the game. The traditional promise was you have to pay and then you can play and you have a good time. With NFTs, you see it particularly in the play-to-earn segments with
play and you get paid to play.
You get paid to play. You get paid to play. It means the time you spend, the interest you've got in the games, gives you the ability to win money. And I think it's very different. For example, the games that are launching now, play-to-earns, you see the community of players. They get interested in the games much before the launch. They study the white paper. Does the game seems good? Is the game a studio serious? And I am going to. The question you can ask yourself is: Am I going to invest in this game? So I will invest some money. This is the part where you still have to pay, of course, because there is no miracle. But I invest in this game, and of course, I expect to have a good time, to have a good experience, but this investment can bring me more money that I spent in the beginning. So it's changed. I think it might change completely the relationships between the players and the game studios.
And in terms of tactics, would you say that some games will find a way to create some kind of mechanics where being tactical would make you earn more money? So let's say, for example, if you think about poker, it's a game where tactic is involved. If you have a good tactic, you can become professional and make a lot of money out of it. So would you think like even the mechanics of gaming is going to change because of the technology that you have behind you?
Yes, clearly, this is a strong possibility. The fact that you can win money, there was a frontier between gambling and gaming, and the fact that you can sell your virtual items make this frontier much more blurred. And so you will have games that are between gaming and gambling, and it can be game of chance, but it also can be game of expertise, where your knowledge, where your tactics have a stronger impact of what you can win.
This is where I believe where technology will be very efficient, and you will have to fight the bots, because when tactics is involved, that's the favorite place for bots to grow, you know. And I think as l'AFDJ, you will have to have people to fight in terms of security, or how bots can just enter and change the game forever. Thank you so much, Jean-Baptiste. Guys, as we want this to be very energetical, so if you find yourself asking something to Jean-Baptiste, please grab the mic and ask anything. Feel free to do it. My next question will go for Yulin. You, as a Metaverse creator and founder, how would you say that the creative possibilities NFTs open for game developers and artists in terms of designing unique assets? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah,
more
of course.
about the concept?
So I love games. Who doesn't, right?
So do we.
So one thing that part of me, actually, I'm nearsighted because I play too much video games.
What is your favorite video game?
It's a Chinese one.
Okay.
So,
Well, tell us about it.
it's the King of the Night.
Okay,
Yes,
it's like a board game, or what?
It's an online game that people can all connect it to play. And so the good thing about this one is once you get offline, you could have an AI model could keep playing for you.
With your strategy?
With strategies.
So you can prompt actually the AI to play like you.
Yes. And the AI can learn what you've been doing, so they learn your strategy. So the longer you play, and the more the AI knows you.
So it's a better you, eventually.
Who knows? Yeah.
Well, it's quite cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the question. So how does NFT help to design unique assets?
Yeah. So one thing that part of me as a game player is that the game properties or the in-game items or credits I earn from one game cannot be used in other games, right? I think this is what NFT can solve this problem. And on the Shiku Metaverse, we do like Metaverse as a service, not only to brands, not only to artists, but also for game developers. So you can, as game developers, you can focus on the game itself. We have a standardized token economics and NFT setup for game developers that you can use. We have like the NFT elements like hydrogen, helium, carbon, these kind of things you can use in your game. You can empower these games. You can assign utility to these NFTs. And then you can also earn credits by playing games, one game, and then this credit can be used in other games. NFT can also be used in other games. So I think this is one opportunity that NFT brings to the whole game industry, that you are not alone. You are building a game that is a piece of the whole game industry.
Like
yeah.
So eventually what you're saying here, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that there is a cross operability for NFTs. You could like play, I don't know, FIFA and use some assets to play NBA 2K and play a night game in China with the same NFTs that give you access to some kind of value.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's what NFT brings to the game developers. But I think there are a lot of other things that is also important that we, I think like NFT could also empower the artists and also architects, for example, like maybe 1 out of 30 or 40 3D models or plots built by real-world architects can be really deployed in the real world. So that means the rest of the 3D plots, they are vested, right? So what they can do is they can upload these 3D plots models on the Metaverse, as NFT. And those who own lands, they see, oh, this is a great architecture. I want to buy this one and then deploy on my land.
Would that be open source or?
That's open source on the Shiku Metaverse that we are organizing this Metaverse architect competition that is coming in the next month, that the architects all over the world can participate. You can upload your 3D models, and then if people buy, then you earn.
So what you're saying is that you not only think that the future could look like that, but you are starting to build.
Yeah, we are already building that. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So that's how we loop in also architects.
Oh, really cool. Really
Right.
cool. So that brings me actually to the next question very, very quickly, which is how this whole thing is creating new ways of collaborating and economies actually around it. And that question goes for you, Jenna.
Yeah.
Just to let the audience know how we built this. We built this in a way that every guest that we have here needs to feel comfortable with the question in regards of his field. And it was very hard because they feel all comfortable with all the questions that I gave them. So I had to give a question by question. But once again, if you want to jump on anything, just feel free to grab the mic and go. So let's go back to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Web3 in general and NFTs, the way we all started, definitely allowed us to take off with new ways of collaborating and building communities. In my situation, we started as an NFT, so we started with a large community that rallied behind the art and the vibes and the universe. And
you already had the community before?
Yeah, for the
from
last
Web
2 years. No, from
you
Web3.
built it. Oh, so you built it from Web 2.
NFT Summer, it just started out of NFT Summer, and we had a community that loved our universe and our story and the music behind it. And so I think that is one way that NFTs and gaming is going to help transform, because a lot of these NFT Web3 games started in a very camaraderie way with these NFT communities, and there's not only just gaming involved, and gaming communities historically have been very gaming focused and started from the game, whereas we have a lot of different ways to collaborate within our universe, with music, with comic books, with casting calls of our NFT characters to be in the comic outside of the game.
So you have various industries working with you on your NFT collection to build some kind of ecosystem around.
Yeah, to build a universe, and not everyone just wants to play the game, but you can build out a whole world and brand by bringing in different aspects to allow people to enjoy it in the way they want. And I think it'll create very interesting ways for people to collaborate and globally connect. I really think in Web3 it's beautiful because I've been in tech for a very long time, but this with NFTs and Web3 and the trustless blockchain to enable economies and monetizing and just being more tied to all of these pieces. It's a way to globally connect everyone, like-minded people across the world, unlike any other way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But just to rebound on what you're saying here, as an NFT collector, and I think you can join me on this, gaming was the ultimate utility. Every NFT collection was we're gonna build a game. Yeah. So when we were on that wave, very, very excited by what was going on, the main idea of having a game made us think that our NFTs would worth millions just because we're gonna build a game. But that's when the market crashes, you realize that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really just a signaling game back in the days, right? I mean, back in the days, 2 years ago, it was everybody was launching a project at the roadmap, and you had to excite people. So it's true, we're building a game was sort of the easy, low-hanging fruit of how you get excited people and how you can promise people a project that's going to make money for them, because at the end of the day, that's, yeah. But I mean, it's in this particular case, yeah, it's really building a game is not easy, right? It's so you're teams of artists and you know builders in general, or just regular DJs, right? That were launching projects and realize they don't necessarily have the skills or even the time to build the game.
And the money.
And the money, yeah, it costs money. Yeah, yeah, and the time. I mean, the problem is, yeah, Web3. You know, the whole Web3 ecosystem is really short-sighted. People just want to make returns really fast, and building a game, especially like a AAA or like a serious game, take years. You know, like big studios.
If you see what Yuga Labs have been trying to do by fundraising $450 million back in 2022, the promise was the game, and now that they're trying to deliver the game, you realize how hard it is and how people are impatient. So they invested in something and they want, as you say, fast return on investment. So you are like in a game where, and that might not be the right word, but you are in a game where you have to be patient. You have to be patient with the builders. And this is where you need to be empathetic with people who are dropping from an NFT collection, trying to figure it out. And you receive a lot of pressure on social media. And this is something that I think builders have to be protected and protect themselves out of. Yeah, Jenna.
Yeah, I would just add, I think it's kind of tricky because we launched an NFT collection and now we've been building a game. We raised money with Animoca and we're dropping the game, but it's like working backwards to try to incorporate existing NFTs, or do you launch a new NFT? Like, I think it creates this like interesting, weird phenomenon because like collectors expect to have the value and then the utility, but they weren't made for that. So
yeah, but here's how crazy it is that people support you because you're a builder and you're just starting. But once you have the money coming in between, you just like turn your back and you're like, you want fast return. You don't let the other make mistakes, whether if you are buying, I don't know, a Web2 brand, you'd understand that a pair of shoes is not good and the other one is going to be better. But with Web3, like you cannot do any mistake. And it brings me to the idea of scarcity in the metaverse. And I'd like you, Gwendall, if you can tell us a little bit more about the challenges and opportunities that brings of this main idea of digital scarcity.
Yeah, I think it's one of the main problems and yeah, pitfalls of Web3 gaming is when you build a game, it has to be fun, right? You may want to play it and have a good time. If you do something to make money, which is the case, it's a job. You're working, right? And yeah, a lot of Web3 games have this problem where you have this contradiction in between. You want to build something where people have fun, but at the same time you incorporate NFTs, and these NFTs have a financial value, and some people will just participate in this experience just to make money, and that's where you have all the bad aspect. I mean.
Yeah, the brand can be harmed by this.
Yeah, and you have smart actors. Then you start to have a professionalization of the players, right? You see it happen during the whole play to earn era. You had some companies or investment groups that own a bunch of assets and were just renting, like letting other people play with them to make them a reward. So it kills the game in this sense, because you don't have players anymore. You just have a bunch of workers that are here to farm and to make money, and it kills the game. And that's really the big problem with games that are trying to incorporate tokens. It's how do you maintain a sane ecosystem and a fun experience while having people who are here to make money?
But would you say that this is like the actors have to be educated about the tools, which are the NFTs and the metaverse that they're playing with, or the games they're in? Or would you say that the whole NFT thing about speculation and money involved need to be one thing and not incorporated into the games?
I mean, I don't have the magic solution.
No, but
I would.
Your feeling?
I mean, I have some clues. I think it's really a matter of game design. It's really you really have to set up a system where you can have both type of actors, right? You have the players who are here for the money and the players who are here for the fun, and just find a way to balance both. Maybe it can be, like in poker. Like I don't know what's talking about poker, but it's a good parallel. In poker, you can do like free games. You just play for fun, and you have no money, or you have cash games and tournaments and these sort of things where you have more you have more
So
you know,
this is
actors who are here to
black
make money.
or white, it's both.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of categories and just managing, finding a way to, you know, to make so that people that are here without money, you know, or don't have, you know, a big, you know, a lot of assets, can still have fun and participate and evolve. You know, the worst thing that can happen is you have someone who spends, you know, 15 hours a day playing, grinding, and, you know, gaining experience points and assets, and you know, arrive at a certain level, and you have just someone who just arrives and has no idea what's going on, just like puts a bunch
There
of
is a
money
place for everyone.
and gets, you know, an advantage over this first person in the game.
That's actually bring us to actually, thank you so much, Gwendall, on this. Bring us to the idea of even developing with AR and VR, and that brings me to you, Matthieu. That we loved your first joke, so if you can start with a joke, please.
I don't have a joke now. I'll try to have another one during my speech.
So no, the main thing here is we had a discussion, you and me, beside you guys, because we were trying to see how the frustration that you've had when you started building for brands and big brands, how this frustration of blockchain NFTs not being that ready for you blocked you or not into the AR and VR studio that you're running. So if you can tell us a little bit more about your thought process, some study cases that you worked on, just to give the audience a pinch and an idea of it.
Sure, and to explain our vision on NFTs Metaverse, I need to jump like 6 years in the past and tell you how we started to create digital world and what was the purpose of creating those digital world. So we found, I think, the perfect use case of how we can use virtual reality to help you in certain field of activity. I would say today, training sector is something where you can use definitely VR and put you in some extremely risky situation. If you go in industrial, hospital, fire, any kind of situation, we create those scenarios and we put you in those situations, and we train. So again, be careful, we are a very small country. We train over than 60,000 people using those solutions. So we have a real good feedback for us. It's very important. We have another field of activity, which is marketing, where we use VR to deploy experiences for customers. One other aspect is also the cultural aspect, where we use for museum digital world to put you in certain situation, jump in the past and discover how the experience were in the past. Construction is also very important. I think today we found probably the best use case of VR. A few years ago, we imagined a solution as we were working in a hospital, and I said, yeah, okay, we train your staff, but is there anything to do with patient? I say, okay, let's try. So the day after, I went with my little ad set, with some experiences that we created, and we talked to kids, and we put them ad set and say while they had treatment.
How old the kids?
They were between 4, so that's the problem because the headset was a bit big for them, to 16, 18.
Okay.
So, and it was like magic. During this treatment, you know, a blood test must take around 2 minutes, but when the kids start crying, panicking, it can take over 45 minutes with the cries and everything. So it's a very difficult process. So we've been working a lot in this project. We've even been on extremely painful treatment, and VR, I would say, hypnotize you completely during those treatments. So it was a great success for us. And 2 years ago,
Cool.
2 years ago, there was something very strange on the market. I say we build any kind of digital world you want. That's not a problem. Then we had some people say, you know, this table could be NFT. So yeah, okay, but what's the point? Oh, this mic, this. So everyone wanted to push us to go on NFT, and I said, yeah, what's the purpose? And I really didn't understand.
Get rich.
Maybe potentially.
At that time, you could.
Yeah,
At that time, you
yeah. There was a period, and just after, people said, "Oh, we want to be in the metaverse." So, okay, we don't do metaverse. I'm bloody honest. And then one customer called me. He was a good friend of mine. Oh, help me go in the metaverse. I said, "No, we don't do this. It's not our business." Second one does it. 6, 7, 10 people call me. So I say, "Okay, I'm still a businessman." So
then you're like, I can get rich.
Not rich. I can try to do something and to implement something. But then I start to look what was on the market, all the platform. And I see yeah, it's kind of, I'm sorry, but it's speculative. Once you put your money, you don't know how much you will get back, and you don't know if you still will have it in a few months ago. So I said, I cannot advise. We have around 100 customers. I cannot lose them because I give them a bad financial advisor, and I'm not a financial advisor. My job is to create virtual worlds. So I called my first friend. He's a friend, so that's why I can tell it. And I said, what metaverse do you want? You want the red one or the blue one? He said, I don't know, man. Which one is the best? I said, oh, the blue. I said, okay, let's go for the blue. So when he answered me this, I knew that he had no idea of what was the metaverse. And there was a completely new area that we should design, but I would say in a sustainable way. So that's why I gather all our customers and I say, okay, let's do something. If we take off speculation and do something stable, would you be interested to jump into this 3D world? I say yes. So we built something affordable. It's like you put a ticket of 5K and you get your building inside the virtual world and you can present your company in a different way. And believe me, this step for companies, it's already a huge step because they're leaving the 2D and jumping in the 3D. And there's a lot of questions that they ask themselves. So it's for us, it's a real challenge, but it's still a challenge because we are still building this platform, and there will be a release in September of the second version.
But is it built like a real estate? Like you have like a real estate there, or?
You can buy. We propose 9 types of buildings that you can buy, customize with some limit of customization. But you can buy your piece of land, get your building, and you have this one shot. You pay 5K, and you have to pay a little bit some license fee to help us support the server cost. But that was our model. So it's non-speculative at all. So that's why, I mean, and again, talking about Luxembourg, everyone jumped in it. So for us, it was a good use case, and we have so much different types of companies: insurance, banking, lawyers, financial regulators. I think that's the only platform that can have the national state financial regulator. Don't think in other countries it's possible. So that's why for us it's a beautiful experience. But we are facing problems, you know. You can give people digital tools, but they will still be the same. We're facing the same problem that you have in real life. Oh, I don't want to be next to him. They have bigger building than us.
Yeah, that's branding. It's logical.
That's branding. So we are a small company. We're 15 people, and we have to deal with problems that we never had to face before with technology. And this is like we are learning also. And you said the perfect word. You have to be patient. It's something that you cannot say in two months. Metaverse will be exactly this.
Yeah, it's new, so
it's a process.
We all learners. If someone says he's a professional of Metaverse or professional on anything that is new, don't listen to him. We are here learning as we speak, and we're learning with your questions. That's how we learn. But anyone saying to you, "I'm an expert," you just run away. He's not. So that being said, the way the panel is designed is that we have 50 minutes. So we reached like half of it. Usually the Q&A would be at the end, but I'd love to know right now, since we just like talk for half an hour, if any one of you has a question here to just like have a smooth like energy with you. Do you have a question? Raise your hand, or we can just chill and continue. Don't be shy, especially you, sir. Where are you going? Yes, sir. You will have to introduce yourself, please, and ask your question to any of our guests. Nice glasses, by the way.
Nizzar, I got you.
Thank you. So I'm just a retired guy coming here to have fun.
Yeah, but, you know, that's the best job
That's
ever.
good.
It seems to me that there is in the FT world, especially with gaming, there is some kind of paradox. I will explain what I mean. In the art world, or for collectors, many people, and there was a workshop earlier on that, strive to have a one-to-one indestructible link between the token and the item or the medium. So if I have the token, I own the token, and I own also the item, the image, whatever. And many people want to have that. What I understand in the gaming industry, it's completely different. Because, as I understand it, NFTs in the gaming industry are there for people to have one token, or one NFT, but want to have the use of this token on different games. So,
exactly
I have
what
the
Yulin was
token,
saying.
but maybe in one game it will be a sword, in another game it will be a gun, in another game it will be something else. So there is no one-to-one indestructible link between the token and the item in this case.
Is it a statement or a question?
It's a question. For me, it's a question.
So is anyone
For
here?
me,
And I
is
knew
there a
Yulin.
paradox?
Yeah.
But what I describe is a paradox. Is there really a paradox? And how do you deal if there is?
I'm really happy you're asking this question.
Huh?
Really, I'm really happy you're asking this question because this is actually the logical steps that we're going.
Yeah.
My next question was for Yulin, who is actually answering your question. So thank you so much. What was your name again, sir?
Oh, my name is not important.
Your nickname then.
Bob.
Your nickname. So please.
Yes.
Wang
Xiang.
Xiang?
Thank you for the question, Wang Xiang.
Does that make sense, guys? Come on. He has a Chinese nickname.
Yeah.
You're from China, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm Chinese,
Yeah.
100% authentic.
So this is 100% coherent. Go for it.
Yeah, so I think I briefly mentioned that Shiku Metaverse, we have this, like the periodic table, chemistry. So we do exactly the same. We have all the elements from the hydrogen, helium. So the Shiku Foundation, we offer all these kind of NFTs, element NFT. And game developers, you can decide. Now I want to assign utility to hydrogen element, this NFT. And then I assign another utility to another, let's say helium NFT. So users, when you play, you earn these NFTs, right? And then another game developer, they could assign utility, a different utility to hydrogen. So you earn hydrogen NFT from one game, and then can use in another game, and the utility is totally designed or assigned by the game developer. So if that answers your questions, yes. In that sense, it's not like one-to-one. It's up to the game developers how you want to assign the utility. If you want to have the cross-game NFTs.
It needs to have like some kind of ecosystem of collaboration of what we were talking about.
Definitely.
For that to happen.
Definitely.
So it would be not exclusive, but inclusive in its way, in its own way.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing about the blockchain, that its openness and also the inclusiveness, that you can loop in more game developers. Like I said, not only game developers, but also architects and also artists. So I think another thing that is related to what you say, we also work with artists. We partner with Yumi, it's an NFT marketplace. So they tokenize the real world art. Let's say the artwork from Picasso, it's very expensive. It costs 1 million. Most people cannot afford it, right?
I saw a video talking about that. You were talking on a video about that.
Yes, you watched my video?
I
Yes.
watched it. I watched it, and it resonates with me because I'm tattooed with Picasso, and I thought about this idea. Please share it with people. It's
Yes.
amazing.
So that was, I was also in the panel in NFT Tallinn, and then Binance saw my discussion, and then we had a fireside chat, and I talked about this idea. For art lovers or collectors, most of us, at least me, I'm shy in my pocket, but I still want to own a piece of these good paintings. So what Yumi is doing is they buy very expensive fine art and store in a Swiss vault, and then it's audited by KPMG, and then they mint 1,000 NFTs. Each NFT represents one unique spot on this painting. So this is called fractionalization. Now I can just spend a few $100. I own a piece of Picasso. I own a piece of Keith Haring. So I think that opens a new opportunity for artists and also for art lovers.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. And please, Gwendall, go for it because.
Yeah, if I can jump on this topic as well. It doesn't represent a one-on-one asset. it doesn't mean if you have an NFT that represent JPEG of a sword or whatever, it won't necessarily be this exact sword. It's up to the interpretation of the games, right? I think you can make a parallel with, you already have games like traditional to the Web 2 games, but traditional games that do something like this, that take a character and use it in different universes. If you think of Nintendo, for example, there are some games that use the same character across a whole bunch of games, right? It's the same character, but you have a different interpretation. It's adapted to the gameplay. You know, you think of, I don't know, Smash Bros. You know, you have Link, you know, from Zelda that can fight.
Exactly thinking about
right?
it. I was exactly thinking about Zelda. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really the way we can think of NFTs in gaming. You know, it's you can use an IP or a character or an item across different games. It won't be this exact same item. You know, the visual style will change depending on the game, and its utility will change depending on the game. But it will essentially be the same, IP behind.
And if you, thanks for this, because it puts us to the question I want to ask Jean-Baptiste. If we extract ourselves a little bit further and look at it from another standpoint, where once again, few years from now, it's developed to a way where we really have to talk about ethics. Because this is a very important, I think, thing to address. Because if you leave it the future, come back and try to build what's missing, I'd say in this roundtable, LiveDG is the one that we need to talk about. You were talking at the beginning when you introduced. You said if regulation allows us, so regulation is already thinking about allowing or not. So what about the ethics and what shall be addressed?
There are, yes, maybe I would say two things that must be addressed. The first one, and we already talked about it, is the way you design your game. It was about digital scarcity. When you design this type of game, you need a certain form of ethics, because the business model of NFT games is completely different. It's not about how much my game will cost and how much units will I sell, or in the mobile game industries, what is my cost of acquisition, what is my lifetime player value. With this type of games, it becomes different. You need to create a complete economy, a new type of economy for the players, which means it's difficult to build, because you have to see how player will use it, how will they trade their digital items, their NFTs, and you have to create not only a business model of a game, but an economy for all your player community. So I think the first point of ethics is when you are a builder, a game studios, you have really to build a game to be sustainable. Other way, you create, it's a scam. It's a game based on a Ponzi scheme. We have seen that a lot in the NFT business. It doesn't work at all. And I think regulation is very important, because when you put money, the ability to win money into the gaming industries, it becomes different. So regulation is very important.
Would you say that we need to start with regulation, or do we need to have builders working and then regulate? This is two different mindsets. The regulators, when they want to start by regulating, they actually create some retention into creativity.
Yes.
Whether if they let people start doing things and they regulate later is different.
We are already there. Since 3, 4, 5 years, people are working on NFTs, on blockchain business.
Okay, so
The regulations, of course, it gives you some restraints, but it gives you a canvas. It gives you it gives you rules that will also allow the Web3 market to explode, I think.
is that something that you believe, or is that something you say because you are at FDG and you have to say it?
I mean, have you seen the market last year with all the scam, all the problems?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the benefits of regulation is good for the Web3. I mean, with particularly the gaming, with money, you will have a problem of people under 18, of addiction, of fraud, of money laundering. if you do nothing about that, the Web3 will never be able to grow because it will be scam over scam over scam, and it will never be able to grow. I think the regulation is a good thing, and I think the fact that the French regulator they are building a law. It will happen in the next upcoming months. I believe it will accelerate and not retain the development of the Web2 market.
Thank you so much, Jean-Baptiste. You may have noticed that Ryan was asking me something, and he said, we are over time, Nizzar, we need to wrap it up. And I said, no.
That's not exactly what he said, but it was around that.
I said worse than that, but it sounded like a no. And I tell you why I said no. I said no because I've been in this place a lot, where you have to wrap it up because of time. But at the end of the day, I do believe these guys, they came here to listen to something that is interesting. And I do believe that it's very interesting, and we need still to listen to Jenna and Matthieu just to open and let them tell what they have in their guts about the subject, and then we'll wrap it up, if you don't mind.
So real quick, just be aware that there are other things going on, so if you want to make sure that you can make it to those on time, just be aware of the schedule.
It's because of me.
And then blame Nizzar.
Blame it
and
on
then
me.
walk up to Frank and say, Nizzar is very mean.
You could also blame it on Farouk on Twitter. It works. I blame it on Farouk.
Yeah, sounds good.
It works.
Yeah.
So guys, please grab the mic, Jenna and Matthieu, and each of you would have like 1 minute or 30 seconds telling us what you're building right now, how these guys can either help you or love what you're doing or whatever support they can bring to you, and then we'll wrap it up. Good?
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Cool.
Go for it,
I'll be
Jenna.
fast.
That's what
Yeah,
she said.
so I'm building a sci-fi video game. It's a roguelite dungeon crawler, and you can hash and slash your way through the wormhole in search of the missing Warp Squad 16. If you want to find out what that means, you can come check out the game in the dark room. And this, again, is like the first time anyone's ever playing it, so would love to have you come check it out and see our art. The vibes are on point, and we have some good music going on. So,
Thank you so much, Jenna. Thanks a lot. What about you, Matthieu?
Just a few words to finish my speech. It's more like an advice, and I see, and in particular in the NFT, crypto, blockchain, time is the key. I 100% agree with this.
Yeah, Ryan.
And
agrees with that.
definitely, Ryan would agree with this, definitely. But I created my startup without raising any funds, and that's very special, because I said, okay, raising fund, it's not free money. You will have some problem maybe later with some of your board, so maybe try to bootstrap by yourself, and it takes time. But I think we are still in the market, we have to go fast, of course, but you can take still time and do things correctly, work your balance sheet, everything to be profitable. And that's the first thing, I think, when you launch a business, you should look for. And not always listen to people, go fast, go fast. Let them go fast if they want, but focus on your business. It's my philosophy for 10 years, and all my companies are good, so I think it's not the worst advice I had.
Thank you so much for opening it this way. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you, Ryan, for your time.
Of course.
And let's have a picture together. Ryan,
Sure.
you can come with us.
Oh, you're too kind.
You're invited. Come. Let's have it here. And guys, behind, you do like you liked it. Okay, please. This is to lie to my wife. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Sander has a quick question that he wants to ask Nizzar. He has 15 seconds.
Yeah, one quick question. Everyone here, myself included, loves the NFTs and wants to see NFTs inside games. Rapid fire question, and the best answer gets a reward. What is currently missing in the NFT world, in the infrastructure, whatever? What's kind of lagging the whole industry, and what some of the builders here could be building or doing in order to really get us to the future that we all were just hearing? So 15 seconds for each answer, and everyone has to answer.
Only one person can answer.
No, everyone. And the best answer gets the reward.
One person can answer.
What we need is players. It's more people, right? Yeah.
Two people.
Fun
can answer.
games.
You need to stop scaring people with all the speculation. Yeah, you make a stable, reassuring system, and people will join, of course. That's my.
I agree with that. Good game and trust.
Amazing.
But the best answer still goes for Jenna.
Awesome. If you don't know, Sander is the Banana Man. That's his Twitter handle. No, it's not. Awesome. Guys, well, we're going to go ahead and go off for break. Make sure you come back here at 1:30, I believe, right? 1:30.